Hey guys, Robman here. Once again, I'm following up my previous World of Warships drop rates video with a one for World of Tanks. This one's focusing on obviously the large boxes that they are selling for the Christmas 2021 event. I'm going to briefly go through what they show on the website, and then I also have an Excel spreadsheet to detail exactly what you're going to need to do if you want to obtain any of the 5 new Tier 8 premiums. Well, 3 new, 2 of them have been released previously, from these boxes. So that said, let's get straight to it. So if you haven't been through one of these events before, I'll give you a brief synopsis. So there's 4 types of boxes: New Year, Christmas, Lunar, and Magic. The drop rates for all 4 of them are all identical. The only difference is what types of decorations they drop for the garage if you're looking to complete the entire collection and maximize your credit bonus for the event. Each year, the way this is going to work is each box is always going to drop 250 gold as default. So no matter what, you are going to get 250 gold in every single box. So what that means, let me just pull up the spreadsheet real quick. If you were to buy, there are 4 bundles, 4 sizes, I should say. There's a 3-box bundle, an 11-box bundle, a 25-box bundle, and a 75-box bundle. Once again, divided amongst each of the 4 types. The drop rates are, again, the same. I do have the costs here. You're welcome to pause the video if you want to look into this yourself. It is the same as my World of Warships video. I give you the number of crates in each bundle, the cost of the overall bundle, the cost of the bundle divided by the number of crates gives you the cost that you paid per box. Obviously, the largest 75-box bundle is the best. I will come back and forth between this and the announcement, but what you generally need to know is that means with each box guaranteed to drop 250 gold, the bare minimum gold that you are guaranteed to get is here. If you buy 75 boxes, you're going to get a bare minimum of 18,750 gold. 25 boxes, you're going to get 6,250. This is easily calculated by however many boxes you buy times 250. Down here is the gold value. So if you go into the World of Tanks premium shop and type in this amount of gold, this is how much they charge you for it. So in $40 worth of boxes, you're automatically guaranteed to get $28.79 worth of gold straight away. So everything else that you get in the boxes out of those 25, you just need to get quote unquote $11.20, and you will have gotten the same, if not more, than the actual value that you paid for the boxes. With that said, I'll pull back up the announcement on the World of Tanks website. You can see what else is possible to be in each box: 1, 3, or 7 days of World of Tanks premium account, a variety of different probabilities to drop gold. This is in addition to the base 250, and then either 100,000 or 500,000 credits. You can also obviously get the Tier 8 premium tanks. You can roll for a Tier 5 premium tank, some of the smaller ones. One of the new 3D styles, of which there are 6 new ones for this year, or one of the 3D styles from any of the last year's boxes. There is also, as with World of Warships, a guaranteed vehicle mechanic. It is 50 boxes, so if you open 49 boxes and don't get a premium vehicle, then you are guaranteed one on the 50th box opening. Here you can see the relative discounts. This is also reflected in my spreadsheet. Beyond that, so as I said before, you do get a decoration from each box. What type of box you buy, be that Christmas, New Year, Magic, or Lunar, determines what type of decoration you get, plus the base 250 gold. Now, I would like to see Wargaming tell me what the percentage is of getting each individual one of these. Right now, they just say there's an 85.94% chance of getting one of these. Little annoying, but nonetheless, it's all gravy, as I showed before. There is also these Tier 8 premium tanks. I already have a review up on the channel of the 122 TM. I absolutely love this tank. The Skoda T56 is also fantastic. I hope to have reviews of the other 3. I do have all of these in the coming days. Personally, I find that the M4Y is an acceptable tank. I can't stand playing the Caliban. And the Bofors Tornvang, if you know what the American T-34 is like, it's very similar to that with a little more armor and a little bit of a worse gun. Beyond that, you have your bog standard Tier 2 to Tier 5 tanks here. None of them are really anything special. They are quite interesting. The M485 is a decent tank, as is the KV-1 Shielded. I generally don't play lower tiers, though, and I see these just as an additional opportunity to get gold. I will go over the specific methodology there later. But long story short, if you roll for one of these tanks, of which there is an 11.66% chance of getting them, and you already have all 5, you will just get the gold value of whatever one you rolled for. I will also note there is a 2.4% chance to get a tier 8 out of every single box that you open. With that being said, I find that to be quite a poor drop rate. Just my 2 cents there. Just because if you buy 100 boxes, because of the guaranteed drop, you are guaranteed a 2% drop rate. Out of 100 boxes, you're guaranteed 2 vehicle because of the mercy rule at 50 boxes. So 2.4%, in my experience opening these boxes, I've mercy rolled tanks almost every single time. I think in the number of boxes I've bought, which is probably 300 at this point, something in that range. Yeah, I bought about 300 boxes. I have not mercy rolled a tank twice, and I think I've gotten 7 drops. 7 or 8 drops I've gotten. So the drop rate there I don't find particularly good, but it is better than the guaranteed, which is nice. You also have the 3D styles. The new ones for this year for the 4005, the 268 V4, the VZ 55, the Sheridan, the ST2, and the Rinocerante. The styles all look fantastic, particularly the one for the ST2. I do love the rocket launchers on top. I'm personally not a big fan of the Sheridan or the 4005 Stage 2 ones, but your mileage may vary. As I said, you can also roll for the ones from last year. There is a 5% chance of these dropping. They do give a few brief synopses of the new tanks. Obviously, the Tornvang, Caliban, and M4Y are 3 of the tanks that can be dropped at Tier 8. They are all new. As I said, the 122 TM and the Skoda are slightly older. They are not brand new for this event. In the interest of keeping this video short, I'm not going to go over the stats or anything about the lower tier tanks. If you want to look through it yourself, you can pause the video here, or you can access this yourself at this link here. I will post that link in the video description. Beyond that, they just go through the styles, and I think that's all that we need to go through in terms of the announcement here. I would also like to reiterate, for what it's worth, you do get a free garage slot if you re-roll for a tank that you already have and you already have all of the other tanks. You will, irregardless, get a free garage slot if that occurs. With that said, I will finish going over the drop rates that I prepared here in my spreadsheet. So you can see the cost per box, for obvious reasons, as I said before, is the lowest with the 75 box bundle. I recommend that you buy multiples of this, provided that you can afford it and you're planning on spending money in this event. This will give you the best return on your investment. The quote-unquote most efficient way to do this, if you plan on spending $100 or more, is to buy as many multiples of 75 as you can, and then any leftover money that you choose to throw at it, do it in the progressively lowering numbers of boxes in the bundle size. Do not start out with 25 boxes or anything like that if you're trying to do this most efficiently. For obvious reasons, disclaimer, it is your money. Obviously, I'm not going to make purchasing decisions for you. You spend your money the way you see fit. That being said, just like I did with the World of Warships video, so the way this generally works, I'm going to use the 75 box bundle. As I said, I recommend purchasing this one if you're going to buy into this event and you are able to afford it. The 75 box bundle, out of those 75 boxes, I would expect an average of 3.75 3D styles. So between 3 and 4, ebbing towards 4 per 75 boxes. As I said, there are 6 styles, so you are not likely to get all of them in your first 75 boxes. By that same logic, with a 2.4% drop rate, that would be 2.4 tanks out of 100 boxes. Therefore, in only 75 boxes, you're going to average 1.8 tanks. Bear in mind, with 75 boxes, this is the only size where you get a guaranteed tank off the bat. You will, at a bare minimum, mercy rule at 50, and you'll be 25 boxes into your second mercy rule. I would underline that the mercy rule, unlike World of Warships, applies no matter which type of box or bundle you get. So if you wanted to just guarantee yourself 2 tier 8 tanks, you could buy a bundle of 75 followed by a bundle of 25 to guarantee 2 tanks. It does not matter if they are Christmas, New Year, or any of the different types. The mercy rule stacks amongst all those types. Beyond that, you will also average 8 to 9 ebbing on the side of 9 of the small tier 2 to 5 tanks. Now what that means is you are likely in the first 75 boxes you open, if you buy the large bundle, to get all 5 of those tanks, along with the possibility of rolling for 3 or 4, or possibly more, possibly less, rerolls of those same tanks, which will get automatically turned into gold, which just adds on to this value down here. Excuse me, this value. And then your average of other, I have included that in this video. What that indicates is the likelihood of getting anything from this here, this 85.94 chance. As I said before, it's unfortunate that they do not provide the individual drop rates of each of these 8 items in here, so I'm forced to aggregate them. You're likely to roll for something in that category, 64 to 65 out of the 75 boxes that you open. With that said, the only other metric that I deemed important here is the average cost of a tier 8 tank. So obviously, if you're averaging 1.8 tanks here, and you're spending $100, to get that to be 1.0, you would spend, on average, $55.55 per tier 8 premium that you get. That is quite expensive, and for that reason, unless you really want one of the tanks, I don't necessarily recommend gambling for them. As I said, I hope to have reviews of them up shortly, but the only tanks that I would personally risk that for would probably be the Skoda. The other tanks are either regularly available already, or in the case of the 3 new ones, I don't find that they are good enough to justify that type of a price. Certainly not from any of the other bundles. You can see if you decide to piecemeal this, which once again, it is your money, you will expect to pay a higher price per tier 8 tank that you get, which I do not recommend. With that said, you are welcome to pause this video at any point if you want to look at the spreadsheet yourself, or you can look at the drop rates posted by Wargaming on their website. Once again, I will post the link in the video description. With that said, this has been Robman with my World of Tanks Christmas 2021 drop rates video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments or subscribe to the channel. Robman out.